I told you prior to us beginning the recording, I was going to break it up into three sections, and we're going to start off with our formative years, right? I always say formative years because my earliest memories were kindergarten. Like I didn't go to preschool. I started with kindergarten, and that's the earliest things I remember from learning my alphabet and songs to my father doing certain things when I was a kid. And when you were a kid, what were your parents married in a relationship or anything like that when you were young?
Uh, it's kind of like sad to say. I had like the typical, the black household growing up in the hood. Like growing up with a single mother,
Mm,
um, father incarcerated. So just young black man and his single young black boy and
mm,
his single mother trying to find their way. You
yeah.
know,
It's crazy that you say typical, right? Because as I was speaking about with my previous guest, I didn't publish that yet, but it'll be published posted prior to this coming out. But when you get older and look back, we look at that dynamic of family as it was normal to us growing up because most of our peers had that same dynamic. But when you
yeah,
look back, it's almost dysfunctional,
yeah,
and we normalized it.
yeah, and it's
Like
not normal at all.
it's
It's not
not
normal.
normal.
Like when you hear like your friends say, "Oh, I'm about to go with my dad," it's like, "Whoa, you got a dad?"
Word, word. It's like they're
Not-
they're unicorns, right?
yeah, yeah. I'm
And that's how
laughing
it's
about
supposed
it,
to
but
be.
it's not. Yeah, it's not like normal.
Word, word. So what level of involvement did your father have during your formative years? So let's say like 6 to 9 years old. From kindergarten up to like fourth grade, if you recall.
Um, I would say like just being in and out of prison. Like I wanted him there a lot more than he were,
Mhm.
and I would say like he wasn't completely gone, but it was more of it was more of a like a present rather than presents. Like
Mm,
it was more of school clothes. Here, take this, give this money to your mother for school clothes rather than, hey, let me take you shopping, go get these school clothes.
mm,
So I would rather had the quality time over the money or over the just the physical things or the materialistic things. And as I grew to realize, like some people may think that that is everything, like, hey, I was there and I helped you I was the reason why you had these things. But
mm,
you know you saying that to a person that I will wear anything, I don't care about the materialistic things. So I
mm.
would say that from my younger days, I didn't have no father, I had my mother. And she did a great job. It was
Okay.
rough at times. I remember it was just me and her, and
Mm.
at times we didn't have nowhere to stay, but she made it happen. And,
Word.
yeah.
So you mentioned your father being having legal issues early in your life. Like, were you aware of those things, or what was your understanding of, because some people, I've heard stories that people say, oh, my dad is on a trip, or parents try to figure out ways to keep their kids unaware of those harsh realities just to maintain an innocence. Were you aware of those things early on, or did they try to keep that like kind of a secret?
Nah, man, where I was from, it's like it was the blatant reality, and it wasn't like rare. It's like everybody was going through it. So it was just like as a kid, you try to like stay away from it, but I was very bright, so I knew what was going on. And
Mm,
also, it was just like sometimes you would go visit, so sometimes I would go to visits. So I knew what was going down when I would go to visits and stuff like that. But yeah, it was just a reality. Like my mother or aunties didn't try to hide it from me.
mm.
It was all out there.
Do you think that was a good thing or a bad thing in hindsight, like that you were made aware of that, or do you think your innocence should have been protected?
Um, I don't think that it messed with my innocence because it was reality. I tried even back when I was that young. I try to just look at reality and keep it real with myself. So I didn't want to be in the fairy tale world
Mm,
and oh my dad is out at summer camp or something. You know,
Word.
I knew what was
Word.
going on, and I didn't think that it affected me in a bad way.
Hmm.
You know, like I said, I would go to visits and, you know, watching TV shows and movies, I would understand what was going on. So it would be hard to hide it from me anyway.
Okay. And what